Pour nous soutenir, cliquez sur la cloche. Pour les notifications, cliquez sur j'aime, abonnez-vous et partagez cette vidéo. Merci.
Today I'm taking a bold and historic, very dramatic action to reduce the price of prescription drugs for American patients and American seniors. Previous administrations did nothing, absolutely nothing, as drug lobbyists, special interests in foreign countries freely ripped off our citizens. Therefore, today I'm signing 4 sweeping executive orders that will lead to massive reduction in drug costs. Massive. The 4 orders I'm signing today will completely restructure the prescription drug market in terms of pricing and everything else to make these medications affordable and accessible for all Americans. For decades, our citizens have paid the highest prices for drugs, prescription drugs, anywhere in the world, and it's not even close. But under my administration, we're standing up to the lobbyists and special interests and fighting back against a rigged system. First order will require federal community health centers to pass the giant discounts they receive from drug companies on insulin and EpiPens directly to their patients. You know, insulin became so expensive, people weren't able to use it. They desperately needed it. We have it to a level that you're not going to believe. EpiPens, likewise. You've been reading horrible stories about EpiPens over the last 6-7 years. Horrible, horrible, horrible increases where they went from almost nothing to massive amounts of money. We're changing that right now. These providers should not be receiving discounts for themselves while charging their poorest patients massive, full prices. Under this order, the price of insulin for affected patients will come down to just pennies a day from numbers that you weren't even able to think about. It's a massive cost savings. The second executive order I'm signing this afternoon will allow states, wholesalers, and pharmacies to do something other politicians have promised for decades and decades, but never done. They never delivered. We will finally allow the safe and legal importation of prescription drugs from Canada and other countries where the price for the identical drug is incredibly lower. It's a difference like you wouldn't believe. 70%, 80%, 90%, 30%, but massively lower than the identical drug made in the same plant, the same factory, the same exact drug, same everything, same box, same pill, and yet it's 50, 60, 70% lower. All of the development in foreign countries pay absolutely nothing, and our consumer gets charged. This has been going on for decades. The American people pay an average of over 3 times more for medicine than the Canadians. Many people go to Canada. I see it all the time. They go to Canada to buy drugs, and then they come back, prescription drugs, because they save so much money. The trip is well worth it. The Obama-Biden administration pledged to end this unfairness and allow drug importation, but they never got it done. They were unable to get it done. They didn't get a lot of things done. But under my administration, we're standing up to the lobbyists and special interests and fighting back against a rigged system. Rigged system, you've heard that word before. I'm unrigging the system that is many decades old. We're doing something that should have been done a long time ago. The third revolutionary order I'm signing today will prevent middlemen and women, I guess. But you've heard about the middleman, right? The middleman that makes so much money nobody knows who they are. Nobody has any idea who they are. They make more money, perhaps, than even the drug companies themselves. And the drug companies, in all fairness to them, Big Pharma, and they're doing a great job in the vaccines. They're doing a great job in therapeutics, I can tell you, because I deal with them a lot. But I think the middlemen make more money than they do, and they don't do much. Maybe they don't do anything. Some people say they don't do anything. Nobody even knows who they are. But the middlemen are making a fortune, and pharmacy benefit managers and people are just bilking Medicare patients with these high drug prices while they pocket gigantic discounts, gigantic discounts. The amount of money they've made over the decades is too incredible even to speculate or say. It's massive. Some very rich people are not going to like me very much today, I can tell you. I probably know them very well. I probably see them in Palm Beach. But nobody ever talks about who they are. Everyone, I hear the middlemen for years, the middlemen. Right, Alex? And he doesn't know who they are either, but he knows they're rich. They're not going to be so rich anymore because the money is going down to reduce the price of drugs, prescription drugs. So that's a big thing. That's a tremendous step. It should have been taken a long time ago, but they have a great deal of power. And I don't have to tell you how many phone calls I've had in the last few days when they heard I was going to be doing this. I've heard from people that I haven't spoken to in a long time. Frequently, drug companies give these middlemen discounts of up to 50% on the price of prescription drugs. But too often, those discounts are not passed on to the pharmacy counter, meaning the people. This rule will pass those billions and billions of dollars a year, I mean, many, many billions a year in discounts onto patients, directly onto patients, saving Americans with high drug costs thousands of dollars a year. Individual people will make thousands of dollars a year. You're not going to believe the impact that the things we're talking about today are going to have. Mark Meadows, our great chief, is sitting here, and he's just can't even believe it because he was a very successful congressman. He's been after people to do this for a long time, and they never got to the gate. I understand why. Tremendous pressure. Tremendous pressure put on the president not to do it. Medicare, largest purchaser of drugs in the world, and we're finally going to use that incredible power to achieve a fairer and lower price for everyone. Everyone will get a fairer and much lower price. This is not talking about 0.5%. This is big stuff. Under our ridiculous system, which has been broken for decades, we aren't even allowed to negotiate the price of drugs. Can you believe it? I said, when are we going to negotiate? We're not allowed. We're restricted by Congress from negotiating the price of drugs. Can you imagine? You say, I want to get a better price. I'm sorry, sir, you're not allowed to do that. That's illegal. What kind of a system is that? Do you think the world looks at us and said, where the hell did these people come from? But they treat us very nicely. But it's not. It's going to end, okay? I see you're a fan of what we're saying. You must be a doctor. Are you a doctor? Yeah. Doctors know. The doctors know. You've known that for years. We're not allowed to negotiate. Can you believe it? We just have to take whatever it is. These talks are successful. We may not need to implement the fourth executive order, which is a very tough order for them. Very tough. And I understand that.